Hello and welcome to Working Stiff Radio. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Envy, I use they, them pronouns, and this is my co-host.
Hi, I'm AJ, I use she or they pronouns.
Hell yes. Alright, so it's been a while, I think it's fair to say.
been a couple of months. Hi everyone.
Been a couple of months. Hello. Scheduling has been a fucking bitch. We're back finally. Are we gonna be
arrested?
You're gonna arrested. It's been a whole thing, really. There's been deceased, been accidents, been just a lot. But hey, wrestling has kept going. Sometimes to the detriment of pretty much everything. Sometimes good though. Is there anything?
This is a panicked start, Envy. Are you okay?
Oh, are you kidding me? We haven't recorded in so long. I'm panicked. No,
it's chill. It's chill. Take a breath. Do you want to take a breath with me?
Yeah. Can we just do some breathing exercises? Did you learn anything at wrestling school of breathing exercises, getting yourself in the mood, getting yourself in the space? Can you share any? Any wisdoms?
I don't think. I think I got a breathing exercise from Taekwondo.
Okay.
Which I think it was. Let me. Are
you serious? Are you seriously looking up actual breathing exercises now?
I'm not looking up anything. I'm trying to remember a breathing exercise I was taught, and that isn't a joke. Stop mocking me. You're a distraction right now.
I would never mock. Would I mock you? Never.
My arms are crossed. My eyes are rolling. You can hear it in the tone of my voice.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck the breathing exercise.
Fuck the breathing exercise. Of course, fuck. AJ, we're recording. We're on mic.
Let's do an episode. What are we here to talk about today, Envy?
Wrestling in general. What do we like right now? Basically, we're not going to do a solid theme on this one. We just want to get back into the swing of things. So we're going to talk about what do we like, what do we not like right now? What have we been watching? How do we feel about it? And then also, like, what is the stuff what's the things that stay in our minds and our hearts from 2021? Like not quite a year in review type thing, but just like,
a looking back. Just a looking back.
Yeah, a very unprepared, in the moment, gut feeling looking back. We have some prompts provided by our lovely Patreon supporters. If you would like to be one of those, you can find our Patreon at patreon.com/workingstiff.
Working stiff. And
I think it's just yeah, same here. But yeah, there you can find stuff and also get access to our Discord, which is a really nice little place, if I say so myself.
Yeah, we have good chats, good hangouts.
We really do.
It's nice.
Yeah, we watch wrestling live whenever we can. It's good. It's good shit. And you can get in for as little as $1. You can pretty much pay whatever the fuck you want and get access to anything, really.
We used to have one of those tiered content systems, but then we said, fuck that. Yep. If you support us, you support us. Thank you. Yep. Here's our funny videos and whatnot. Yep.
And honestly, if you just want the Discord, chances are if you send us a nice message, you could just get in anyway. Honestly, that has happened before. Anyway. Hey, AJ.
Hey, Envy.
What have you been watching?
Recently, I've been watching Pro Wrestling Noah. As I'm wont to do. I was very excited about the Keno Masakatsu Funaki GHC national title match.
We need to talk about that for sure, because some stuff happened. I watched that match. I genuinely dead ass. I popped myself a bowl of popcorn. I had some Coca-Cola. I sat down. I'd finished everything that I needed to do that day. I sat down. I made myself comfortable, and I settled in for an instant classic. And then it was over. I think 2.5 minutes.
No, it wasn't that quick.
I think it was. I think it genuinely was.
Yeah, I think it was like 10 to 12 minutes.
No, absolutely not.
Do you want to check Cage Match?
Yes.
Rather than us arguing about it.
Hell, you tell us about this match. I will come back to you with data.
Okay, so if there's anything to have been learned from Keno's last national title run, it's that he's a sicko for shoot style, which, you know, puts him right there with me. You know, he basically spent that run, like, going against Funaki and Sakuraba, who were, like, you know, of the pinnacle of, like, the 90s pro wrestling, grappling, which you crossed over, and the MMA crossover. He clearly had a lot of respect for them, and, like, was happy they were in Noah, and, like, wanted to wrestle their kinds of matches. You know, so, you know, he would, like, he would try and wrestle more of a shoot style than his usual, like, pro wrestling, even though that's a very martial arts influenced pro wrestling. So I was so excited to see this matchup made again. And I was saying in our Discord, Funaki needs to win this, actually. I was saying, you know, Funaki needs to win. And Minoru
Why were you saying that?
Because I wanted Minoru Suzuki to challenge Funaki for the title belt at some point.
Oh my fucking god. You just want another New Japan invasion?
I don't want an invasion. I just want Suzuki to rock up what he wants to, because he's a fucking freelancer and does what he wants.
That is entirely fair. Carry on.
It doesn't have to be Suzuki-gun as a faction, but Suzuki himself can just show up if he wants to, if he takes the booking.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, he's been showing up in DDT. He's been showing up so he's been at Cyberfight events recently. You know, he was part of the Neo Ito Respect Army at the end of December, which I still haven't watched that match yet. That match is so perfectly designed for me. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't either. We should do that, like, soon together.
Let's do a watch along.
Yeah.
We haven't done a watch along in ages. Let's do a watch along of that match.
Absolutely, we should. Let's do that.
So yeah, have you got the time of this match, by the way?
They haven't put it into Cage Match yet, so I'm going to Hisami's blog because I know that it is there.
Oh yeah, she records match times.
Yes.
So anyway, in this match, there's a lot of back and forth, you know, classic Funaki versus Keno style shit of mainly grappling, but, like, with, you know, the kicks and shit interspersed. Exactly what I want from these two. It was amazing. And then, almost out of nowhere, Funaki just snatches Keno in a nasty chokehold, and Keno taps.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so good. It's so good. I was so happy.
I genuinely, like, yelped out loud when he tapped. Like, I did not expect it, did not see it coming.
Even I watched knowing the result, and it was still a surprise finish to me, so that was great.
Like, just by the fact that I expected it to be a much longer match than it was.
Well, I mean, okay, so, not to get into Funaki lore, but, like...
please get into Funaki lore.
The thing about Funaki has always been that he can't go very long because he's so used to winning in short times. Like, that's kind of his kayfabe weakness, is going more than 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing where...
That's a good weakness to have.
The whole thing where Bas Rutten finally beat him in the famous... The first time he faced Bas Rutten in Pancrase, he beat him. And I think he might have been the first person to beat Bas. But then the second time they faced was for the first ever King of Pancrase championship match. Like, it was to see who was going to be the first champion. And it was the story goes that Funaki knew he was putting Bas over, but Bas thought it was a shoot.
Oh my God.
So like, Bas has said afterwards that his whole strategy for the match was to keep Funaki in it for up past the 15-minute mark, because none of his matches had gone longer than 15 minutes before, because he wins too quick.
That's wild.
Yeah, so it's like and then obviously Bas eventually won that match. So like but like the reality of the situation was Funaki guiding the match until Bas could win it. you know, because like Funaki knew that he was putting Bas over, but Bas was going for it like it was a real fight. At least that's the story. Who knows if to what degree that's true.
Listen, if it is true, that's great. If it's not true, it's just a work, that's still great.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of it either way.
So, the whole him winning the title quickly in like a sudden thing like this, obviously with him being older now, like that plays way stronger to his advantage, and like it's probably much more true of him now than it used to be. But he's got that in his law of like, that's how he wins. He wins quick. He wins quick or he doesn't win.
How long did you say this match was?
In my head, I was thinking like 12 minutes. But I might have been bamboozled by the entrances and the afterwards.
You were. This match was 3 minutes and 58 seconds.
3 minutes?!
Yeah. Yeah.
I was so into this match, I had no idea it was only 3 minutes long.
So I guess... Let's say 4 minutes, because it's 2 seconds off 4 minutes. So 4 minutes long. Yeah, that's the match.
Okay, I was like so engrossed in this match. I was watching it so carefully. I knew it finished quickly. I didn't realize it had finished that quickly.
Here's the thing. Like, obviously you have the entrances, but then there's also a fairly lengthy after-match thing of all of Congo coming out, and it's the thing of...
Not even a fist.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So after the match, we haven't talked about this yet. So let's say it.
Right. Yeah. So Funaki wins. Funaki is the new GHC national champion. Keno has lost the red belt.
Yeah. Marufuji and Tanaka come out to put put. I think Marufuji puts the belt on Funaki for him.
Yes.
And they're celebrating with him. Keno's just in the ring, like, astounded. Like, I think at one point he's, like, talking to the ref and, like, holding his throat, like, as if he's asking what happened, even though he tapped out.
Yes, yep. He's, like, sitting leaned against the bottom rope, going, like, with just the most shocked, like, nobody is more surprised that he tapped than he is.
Yeah, he can't believe that it happened. So then Funaki gets the mic. It's, just Keno on the floor and, Marufuji and Tanaka in the corner. I haven't watched the version of this with English comms, but my understanding is Funaki...
Since I have the translation right in front of me.
Yeah, do you want to take over?
Yes. Funaki takes a few steps towards Keno and says, "Since last year, your matches have inspired me. Today I have a suggestion. Keno, let's team up. From today, I will enter Congo." At this point, his Marufuji and Tanaka are alarmed, and Funaki turns to them and says, "Wrestlers aren't good friends. I settled it with you a few years ago, but let's do it again." Keno,
that's so funny to just turn around and say, "Hey, I'm not your friend, I'm a fucking wrestler, let's go, mate."
Funaki turns back to Keno as Marufuji and Tanaka walks off.
Can I talk about the pacing of this as well? Because I think from, like, the reaction, he basically says, like, "Keno, I want, like, me and you to team up." And like, then there's a pause, and people are, like, reacting to that. And that's when he, like, eventually, like, delivers almost like a punchline, like, "And yes, I will join Congo." And then everyone's like, "Oh, shit!"
And again, no one is more shocked than Keno is.
Yeah.
Keno is watching this happen as if he thinks he's in a dream.
Yeah, and then before he says the following of what you've just said of, like, wrestlers aren't good friends, that's because Marufuji and Tanaka walk over, and Marufuji's just like, "Hey, what the fuck?" And he's like pinching out his M's Alliance t-shirt, and he's like, "You're already in a faction, mate. What's this about?"
So fucking funny. Funaki reaches out his hand. Keno just looks at it, not entirely sure what the fuck is happening. Eventually gets the wherewithal to grab it. Gets pulled up. Keno's face through all of this has just been a mask of pure shock. Like, he doesn't know what the fuck is happening. Eventually Funaki...
This is like a dream for him.
Yes.
This is like... Well, it's like it's like he thinks he's just lost everything, and then instead it's like, don't worry, son, actually, I'm your hero, and I'm here to take you under my wing.
Like, but it's also so fucking funny, because Keno's whole thing has been, fuck the old guys. We're Noah now.
Except them. Like,
yes.
He loves Funaki, he loves Sakuraba, he will give them the respect they're due.
Yeah. Fujita as well.
Yeah. Like he respects all the shooters so much because like,
and which is exemplified by what he says when Funaki finally presses the mic into his hand. Masakatsu Funaki, the strongest man in pro wrestling, will walk with us.
Yeah. Oh, and as this whole handshake dilemma has been happening, all of Congo have come out and surrounded the ring.
And everyone is like, oh shit, Keno's okay with this? Fuck yeah, this rules. And meanwhile, Nakajima is just standing there looking at Funaki like, I don't trust you, motherfucker.
I think that was overstated.
Maybe.
When I watched it, I felt like that was just him being him. I feel like that's just always what he's like. You know what I mean?
Probably.
It didn't like it. Like, I know people were doing the whole thing of like, showing his face in the backstage part. But like when you actually watched it on video, he's just standing there chilling. Like he looks he looks calm and sound. He doesn't look like he's upset.
He is definitely the one that has the most intense handshake with Funaki, though.
Yeah, there's the hesitation of the handshake with them too. But then I think that's also just the thing of like, oh, you're not the leader of the faction, but you're like the leader of the company because you're the champion.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's that sort of thing. It's like, oh well, if you've accepted me, that matters like just as much as if Keno has accepted me.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also now a champion handshake. Just two.
Yeah, exactly.
With especially in Noah, where the national and the heavyweight belt or the champion belt are like roughly on equal ground for the most part.
Yeah, obviously it's still technically the secondary belt, but every time they go against each other, it's a draw. It's to like equalize them.
Yeah. Like both matches since we started watching, there's been 2 champion versus champion matches. Both of them have ended in a 60-minute time limit draw.
And both of them have been my matches of the year.
Both of them are fucking incredible, yes. And Keno is
the second one was the second one in January or in December, the latest one?
I'm pretty sure it was January.
Yeah, so far it's easily my match of 2022.
Oh, God, yes. Are you kidding me? And again, Keno, both of them. Keno is a fucking miracle worker. Keno gets talked about so much less than he should.
Keno is like the perfect pro wrestler to me at the moment.
He genuinely is. He genuinely is.
He gets wrestling so much.
Yeah. Like as much as I love Shiozaki, as much as I love Nakajima, and I love them both, like dearly I love them both.
Yeah.
If I had to take just one wrestler from Noah that I could watch for the rest of my life, it's Keno. And it's not close.
Wow.
Yeah. Look, Keno is just number one for sure. I love him.
He's the fucking man. He knows what he's doing.
I love this angry little man who knows exactly what he's doing.
He's so confident and vulnerable.
Yes.
He's so good. He's perfect.
He's the greatest. He's so good. Do you know what's coming next for them? They're doing. Oh, okay. I don't know anything storyline wise, but I know one very exciting detail about the next show they're doing.
I know that today there was a show where it was Funaki, Keno, and Nakajima versus Marufuji, Tanaka, and who will the other M's Alliance person be?
Muto, maybe?
Muto, yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, there are other people in M's Alliance.
You know what? It's probably Mochizuki.
Oh, it is Matsuzuki, because Matsuzuki's challenging for the national title.
Yes, that is exactly why I was like, no, it's definitely Mochizuki, not Muto.
Yeah.
Muto's probably in another,
which is so good.
Now. It is. That match is going to rip. The thing I'm excited for is that they are going to do a show entirely shot by those HD cameras they've been using for the intros and for the finishers.
Okay, right. Okay. I love Funaki. I love Funaki so much. I'm not here to make fun of anyone's appearance.
Yes.
But those cameras are not kind to him.
Oh, those cameras
add a texture to his face.
Yeah. Those cameras aren't kind to anyone. And listen, the reason I'm excited for this is not that I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be weird. It's going to be it's going to be a train wreck, and I'm here for it.
I hope it doesn't give me motion sickness.
It genuinely might. Like, I don't, because think about how flimsy those cameras have been with depth of field so far.
Yeah, think about can get thrown out really easy.
Yeah, and think about trying to catch wrestling with that.
Let's give it a chance, I guess.
Again, I'm
not expecting it to be good.
No,
it's going to be entertaining.
I don't think it's going to be good at all. I'm so fucking excited to see just how not good it is. Because it's you know what it is. You know what it is. I will always, you know this about me. I will always respect and enjoy a big swing, and this is a kind of big swing.
This is a big swing, to be fair. It's interesting, and sometimes that. But okay, if it was one event, that would be one thing. But it's 3 events in a row. Yeah. That's a huge swing.
They might pull the plug. I feel like they might do the first one and then go, can't do this.
I feel like they're going to... I think they're going to commit to it. I think they'll do all 3.
I hope they do.
Be awful.
I hope that is the case.
They seem like... It seems like the kind of thing where once you've set it up, you would want to follow through with it, regardless of if it was any good.
God, they would, because they need to install extra lighting in Korakuen Hall as well.
Yeah.
Fucking mess. God,
I mean, at least that means like it's probably. I know every time Noah hands up the production value so far, it has paid off. Like, and they have their January 8th show. No, the January 8th one that was New Japan. The January 4th show.
Yes.
That was like one of the best produced wrestling shows I've ever seen.
It looked incredible.
It looked amazing.
Yeah, and also like Noah has like basically for 2022, with the exceptions of the smaller shows where they can't really do much, Noah has been really on top of like the aesthetics in everything from their marketing material to like they've really stepped it up with their marketing material.
Their poster design has been amazing.
It's so good. Obviously adding in those HD cameras for the entrances and for the post-match stuff. Yeah. Like, so they have really been trying to up their production game, and I think
they've been like one of the best looking wrestling products out there.
Absolutely, they have. Absolutely. I think this is just them trying to take yet another step. I think it just might be too big a step.
I think this is basically a pilot because, like, if it looks good, then it could be something that they commit to full time as a way to distinguish themselves.
Yeah.
But that's the question, though, isn't it? Like, is it actually going to look good?
Yeah. Is there anything else Noah related we want to talk about? Actually, there is, but like current day Noah goings on.
Yeah, I mean, the Go Shiozaki's set himself up a 4-match series to try and earn his way back into the GHC title picture. Yeah, that's going to be really exciting. First match is against Segura. So we're getting a Segura Go rematch with a healthy Go. That's fucking exciting.
Honestly,
considering the fucking match of the year contender they put on last time, after his match with Nakajima, well, he had a fractured arm.
I was gonna say, like, if you're listening to this, and like, if you're not, like, again, this is going out to a lot of people who probably don't watch Noah, probably have never watched Noah. Go back. Just go back.
Please do yourself a favor.
Yeah, please do yourself a favor and watch just like any Go Shiozaki match you can find, really, from, it will be 2019 to 2020?
I think
right?
Through to 2021.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was early 2021.
Yeah, basically, Go Shiozaki was the undisputed ace of Noah in that period. He was the GHC heavyweight champion, and he had a string of title defenses that fucking defied all logic in how consistently incredible they were.
Best title run since Kobashi.
Oh, without question. Including in other companies, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, like, all wrestling.
Yeah. Yes. His match with Takashi Sugiura is one of the best matches in a row of incredible matches. There is an incredible match with Keno, Marufuji, Nakajima, who else? So many. Fujita. Fucking watch the match.
The match he won it in against Kaito was amazing.
Great. It's incredible, yeah. Fucking run, don't walk through the Fujita match and then just stay sitting there. Don't blink. Don't move a muscle. I promise you, it will pay off. Fucking remember when Fujita wanted to fucking spit water in Go's face and then he drank hand sanitizer instead and just almost fucking threw up by the side of the ring? and then he still realizes his mistake, takes another swig, and spits it in Go's face. It's so fucking funny.
I can't believe you just gave away that spot. I'm gonna have to bleep like every word in between the lines.
It's so fucking funny though. I mean, we haven't given away the major thing about the match. Right?
No, but still, I don't want anything about that match given away.
Yeah. If you're listening to this in the Southpaw feed, hello, welcome. We're so glad to have you. You can go into Working Stiff Radio's actual feed and see the 2x2 episodes that AJ and I have done for over a year, and basically follow us from the start of our Noah journey, which was virtually at the start of Go Shiozaki's championship run. So if you want to follow along with us watching that, you can do so.
I think the first big Noah show we watched was like his second title defense.
It was the Marufuji match.
Yeah, I think that was his second defense.
Yeah, that was the episode where we watched Kobashi versus Misawa, which is like one of the most acclaimed pro wrestling matches of all time, just in general. And then right after we watched Shiozaki and Marufuji, basically watching the two masters and then the two students who have since gone on to become masters fight each other one-on-one, and it's incredible. So yeah, you can go watch that. The episode, I think, is called "We're Sleeping Together" Suplex.
Yeah, it is.
I'm pretty sure that's what we opened.
That was from the Kobashi Misawa match watch along.
Yep. And then, of course,
in those early episodes, we were experimenting with like cutting in audio from the watch alongs.
I still think that's a good idea. It was just a hassle to do.
It's just a hassle. It's just editing time.
Yeah, because it was so hard to actually like get good, like, because we started eventually hitting matches that just weren't that exciting, and we were just tired recording them, so there just weren't a lot of good reactions to get.
Yeah.
Anyway,
honestly, the biggest hurdle was just editing time.
Yes, definitely.
Because most of the time it was like, I just want to get this episode done and out as quick as possible. I don't want to sit and go through the whole of the watch along again, find the best parts, and then try and find the best places in the episode to put them in.
Yep. Try to line all of it up. Anyway, you said the match of the year contender. Do you want to talk about? Because I'm pretty sure that both of our matches of last year were Noah matches. I'm pretty sure both of our wrestlers of the year last year as well were Noah matches. And again, this is very much like gut feeling. We're recording this at the 28th of January, so like some time has passed since this was fresh in both of our ADHD riddled minds. So yeah, how do you feel? Like, if you were looking back at 2021, what would be the one match you'd take away from it? I have my answer.
It's between two for me.
Okay. Do you want me to go with mine first then?
I think because I think yours. Well, actually, it's between like three for me. Actually, I've just remembered. So I know yours is one of mine.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. So that match is Nakajima versus Kitamiya, the first ever Noah cage match.
God, what a fucking match!
It is like tailor-made for me. It is every now and then a wrestling match comes on and you're just like, oh, this is a gift for me specifically. This is they looked at my customer card and said, we're gonna make a match for Envy tonight, and that's what this match is. It's the perfect pro wrestling match.
Oh, that was like that whole feud was incredible. Yes. We were like riding so high on the aggression right as that happened.
God, yes. I think like if we're talking like feuds of the year, like I think maybe an AEW feud comes to mind, but like Nakajima Kitamiya, I think might take it still.
I think for a lot of people it would probably be the Hangman Kenny, but like
yes, of course.
As much as I love Hangman,
I feel like that's unfair though, because that has gone on for a long. Like that's a 2-year feud.
That's a multi-year feud.
Yes.
But it like sort of climaxed last year.
Yeah, and I love Hangman. Love Hangman to death. Still love Hangman. No qualms about that man. He's fighting Lance Archer. I'm very excited in a Texas death match. When that stipulation was revealed to him, he went, I'm sorry, what now? And looked very afraid for a split second, and I'm very excited about that. He's perfect. I wish he was wrestling more. I wish they let him wrestle more because he wants to, but you know.
I think you want to be very careful after that botched moonsault.
Oh, God, yes.
Because him showing up for this feud was the first time he's been around since that.
Yeah. But yeah, Nakajima versus Kitamiya, Noah's first ever cage match. It's actually, I'm honestly surprising myself by picking this, because it is a no crowd match, and no crowd matches are kind of, they can be good. Like they can be really good as obvious.
Yeah, Go versus Vegeta was a no crowd match. That's why it happened like that.
Absolutely. But like, as evidenced by the fact that a no crowd match is my match of 2021. But like for the most part, I really don't care for no crowd matches. There's just a level of energy that isn't there. And Kitamiya especially. I mean, Nakajima obviously as well, but Kitamiya especially just fucking pulled me through it and up and above it. That match is so fucking good, and especially because of how it ends. And like what a new beginning it marks, what a new like Nakajima era it sets off, because then he goes on to fucking win the N1. He goes on to have that incredible match with Keno. He goes on to beat Marufuji for the title. It's just, oh God, it's so good. And
it's so
good. Can I just
say on the subject of Nakajima specifically, but also Noah in general, Noah has been getting a lot of really good, interesting, journalism and criticism, written about it recently. I know that
shout out to
Avery put out an article through Fanbyte making the case for why Nakajima is the best wrestler of 2021. And in that article, brought out parts of the story about this match specifically that you were talking about the cage war. That's I thought I knew this match, but there's still other details to pick up, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that was even after I'd already gotten that from reading what other people had written about it as well.
We should absolutely do a 2x2 episode where we have them on to talk about those series of articles and those matches.
Oh yeah, this wasn't even for that series of articles. This was a different article they did for Fanbyte.
That's true.
But yeah, we've been getting a lot of great writing about Noah, which is helps me at least to stay engaged, to have good critical writing being put out.
Yep. Yep.
I just, I love I love when people actually engage with wrestling that way, not to be like a wanky,
No, but that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
That is a mode of engagement that both of us are fans of. Like, it's not a matter of us trying to like criticize things and talking down on things and like picking things apart. Like, we just like engaging with things in that way. And that's fair.
Yeah, and this writing, if more than anything, like, makes me more of a fan of the show because, like, it brings out so much. Like, it brings so much about like the narrative. It brings out so much more emotion. Yeah, like, it's incredible. So yeah, shout out Avery and other writers that are putting out great work.
Mm-hmm. And there are a number of them now. Do you agree with Nakajima being Wrestler of the Year?
I feel like Nakajima is definitely Wrestler of the Year for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I think, I think he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, he's put in the fucking work for so long, and like,
yeah.
We both like fell for him as soon as we started watching Noah.
Oh,
and
of
like
course.
he's only shone. He's managed to shine even more, like, without Go to be opposite. So
remember how fucking scared we were when he lost the hair, and we thought it was such a. Or I'm not gonna say we, because I think you were. I was
saying the whole time. I was like, I'm confident he's gonna pull it off. I know this man's too hot to look ugly.
I was not. I fully admit. And then he fucking crushed all of our expectations. And now, like, the fact that he went from Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if this has been made explicit anywhere yet, but like, to me now, the way he's treated his hair after it got shaved as well very much leads into a like, oh, he got it. He lost that. He didn't just lose that match so that he could like start again. He lost that match so that he could like make himself more in Sasaki's image. Because I know, but like, that has been part of his story as well. As him absolutely. As champion is like, he's used the lariat, and that's not been in reference to Go. That's been in reference to Sasaki. You know what I mean? Like. And especially of it all coming out of the cage war,
Sasaki, for reference, who had a majority part in training Nakajima, who was like his father figure, quite literally. I think I agree. I think I agree as well. Nakajima is the clear prospect there. I think for a moment, actually, not just for a moment. I think the only contender would be Eddie Kingston.
Yes, yeah. Eddie Kingston is like the only person who could challenge Nakajima for me.
And I think for me, I think that would be a close fight. I don't know how close it would be for you.
It would also be very close. But it's like, it feels completely different. Like,
it does. Absolutely.
That's the thing. This is why I hate like of the year stuff, because I've always been someone who struggles to say, this thing is my favorite, like, to mean anything other than like, oh, I like that a lot. Like, I hate having to like actually rank things.
I could never do a numbered list.
Yeah, me neither.
In my life.
So my top 3 matches of the year are. Because I can't decide a number 1. Henry has talked about Cage War there. That's one of them. We've talked about that a lot more in the past.
Do not watch that match if you are squeamish with regards to blood, because there's a lot of it. Or head trauma,
Second one, I think we've already mentioned. These are all Noah related. Even though I said Eddie Kingston is the only one who could challenge it, these are all Noah related, and Nakajima's in all of them.
Yep. Can I guess?
I mean, I'm pretty sure I've already said what they are, but you can feel free to guess.
I mean, it has to be the Keno Nakajima. Is it the N1 finals match, or is it the double title match? It's a double title match. Was that in 2021?
Okay. I'm confused.
Or was that early 2022?
Well,
Either way, both of them are worthy to be in that spot, to be fair.
Yeah, because the earlier matches between them were also really good.
Yeah.
Where Nakajima beat Keno in the N1.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The final.
Yes. Yo, fuck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
God, that was such a good match.
It's incredible.
And the other one was gonna be Congo versus DDT.
Oh fuck yes!
From Cyber Fight Fest.
Who is this angry man on a bicycle? Such a good match.
So
I have that screenshot on my desktop, and you have no idea how many times a day I pull that up and just sit and look at it for a couple seconds, just to like feel my spirit refresh.
I think, yeah. So like to me, that was like. I feel like how we were saying earlier that like Keno just really gets wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that match might be like the most wrestling match of 2021 because like there was a lot of like hard hitting action. There was a lot of like really good technical shit. Like there was so much fighting spirit, but then also there was just loads of like prop comedy. It was so good.
It was good prop comedy too.
Yeah, and I think for me, a large part of why I fell in love with it is because I don't watch DDT as much as I should or would like to, because there are so many things to watch and there is so little time in the world.
Yeah.
But that match really, like, got me going on, like, oh, Eruption's really good, aren't they? I, like, fell in love with Eruption during that match.
Haven't they been disbanded now?
What?
Haven't they? Or was that a different group?
What? Are you thinking of someone else? I don't.
Maybe.
Eruption were who Neo Ito Respect Army just fought in December.
Oh, okay. Then in that case, I'm probably thinking of a different faction then. Because I think, wasn't there... Oh, no, wait. It's the, wasn't it the fucking... Maybe it was an AJPW faction I'm thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking of.
It was a faction that people really liked, and they were upset when they broke up recently.
Was that in Dragon Gate?
Maybe. I don't
Dragon
think so,
Gate's always got factions splitting up.
I don't think it was, though. I think it was either DDT or AJPW. Anyway, I have no idea.
Was it 37 Kamina? Because there's like banning and shit now in DDT, isn't there?
Maybe. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely do not know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking of.
Again, neither of us watch as much DDT as we would like to, or as we should, honestly. We fucking should. We have the subscription.
We have the subscription, and there's so much good shit on there.
Yeah, honestly, it really is.
DDT is like my dream place to like go and wrestle at because it's like I've got no other way of facing people from nowhere.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
Honestly, I mean, to be, no offense to DDT, to look like the DDT roster's also great, and I love it every time I watch. But like, I am in love with the Pro Wrestling Noah roster, and I want to have matches with everyone on there.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's totally fair.
But also, I'm not a man, so
that do be an issue. That do be an issue in Noah. Do you have any? Well, this has been the Pro Wrestling Noah hour.
It's all been about. This is the Noah corner. We've been through. Should we talk about AEW? Because
let's do it. That's the other. I mean, that's the other major promotion that both of us watch. So yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What's going on right now in AEW that we are excited about?
Well, since it's been a while since we have recorded, or at least since we put anything out, let's talk about Bryan Danielson.
Also a very close contender for Wrestler of the Year.
Also a very close contender for it. Him and fucking Kingston are the only two that would like threaten Nakajima. Yeah, to me.
Yeah. Bryan Danielson.
Not that I saw the stuff he was doing in WWE, because he was also in WWE last year.
No one counts that.
But it was apparently good. It was apparently good.
Okay,
he had the match. He had the triple threat match where Roman fucking stacked him and Edge and pinned them both at the same time.
That's very funny.
I think that was at WrestleMania.
Oh my god!
He was in WrestleMania the same year that he was in AEW.
Of course it was. That's incredible. But yeah, no, even with just the work he did in AEW, he would be a contender for Wrestler of the Year. Honestly, like the string of matches, Suzuki, Kingston.
The promos
Omega.
were mostly great. He was like a bit too much into testicles for me.
Yes, there was
a lot of ball talk.
There really was, and it was not. He was trying to get Kenny No Balls going, and it was just, come on,
it didn't help. It didn't help that, like, on the same shows as he was doing this, like Jericho was doing and Lambert were doing like their homophobic back and forths and shit like that.
I want them. The fact that both of them are still going. I want to rip my eyes out every single time they appear on screen. I'm so tired of them. Get rid of them. We don't need them. Please, please, I'm begging you. Tony, listen to me. Get these old men off of my TV screen, please. Who else did he fight? Hangman, obviously. Both Hangman matches were fucking incredible. Suzuki, Kingston.
I think the two Hangman, so Kingston was like maybe my favorite one of his matches.
It's either Kingston or Suzuki for me.
So, Suzuki as well. Like, obviously, that's just a dream match. That's like part of the reason he left WWE was so he could face Suzuki. Like, that's true.
And he was right too.
And he was right too.
Yeah.
And that's true, and you can tell it watching the match, which is like incredible.
Yeah, I think we even talked about it on the last episode.
The unreleased show. Yeah.
Oh, on their unreleased, right.
Yeah, but his matches since we recorded that with Hangman have been, both of them, both the time, he had a 60-minute time limit draw, and he had a rematch with judges that went about, was it 37 minutes, 45 minutes?
Something like that. The judges were not used, which I appreciated.
Yeah, which is the second time they've had judges and not used them, which makes me think third time might be the charm.
Probably, yes. I think like the second they announced they were going to have judges, I was like, people are like out here theorizing about who they are going to bring in to judge, and I'm like, they're not going to go another 60-minute time limit draw. They're not going to have this be another one.
And I saw people being like, oh, well, it doesn't make sense for them to bring in the judges if they're not going to use them. And I was just like, but they've already done that. They've set the precedent for that. So like, it kind of does actually. And
it still makes sense. It's just like a kayfabe reason why they can't go to another draw. Like it's fine. It's fine. And as soon as they revealed who the judges were, it's like, oh, it's just the old men they have on the roster already. Okay, cool. Fine. Yeah,
well, I think last time they did it, they didn't really have enough like on-camera old men personalities.
I think it was Paul White, Mark Henry, and Jerry Lynn.
Jerry Lynn, yeah. And Danielson did the package, the Gotch style, which was also Jerry Lynn's finisher.
Yeah.
Except he would do it differently. He would lift it up, like the way that Suzuki does the Gotch style grip lift.
Yeah.
Jerry Lynn would lift them up from the waist lock and then add in the Gotch style while they were already in the air.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
I don't remember which one Danielson did during the match, but he was definitely like taunting Lynn with it.
Oh, he taunted the judges quite a bit. Like he directed all of
this. He did. The fucking as soon as the match starts and he leaves the ring and just goes and does star jumps in front of Big Show.
Yep. I mean, he did that throughout the fucking Hangman feud, right? Of like just saying like, I have better cardio than you. You don't work out as hard as I do. I can keep doing this all day. Which of course led to
the great moment where fucking Hangman just takes him out and then gets in the ring and does star jumps.
It's so fucking good.
Those two are so good.
They really are. They really are.
I hit, like Danielson was on such a roll that, like, even though everyone loves Hangman, he had a bunch of people being like, "Oh, but maybe Danielson should just win it."
Yeah,
But to be honest, Hangman fucking shone in those matches.
Oh, like, God, yes.
What a champion.
The thing, honestly, the thing that, like, obviously the match where Hangman takes it off of Kenny is incredible. It's a great, great, great moment. This match, or these two matches, felt like, they're putting him up against Danielson. Like, this could really be a make or break moment. Yeah, this could be a make or break for Hangman. For, like, you have with Kenny, you have enough of a story to get by, even if the match itself maybe isn't, like, top tier. It was, but, like, now you're going in with just literally one of the best wrestlers to ever walk the earth. How you gonna do, kid? And he does fucking incredible twice.
Yeah.
He hangs in there. He fucking pulls it off. He is not, like, Danielson doesn't carry him through those matches in any way.
Maybe a little bit at some points, but not in like a he needs it, just in like a we're guiding each other around, like, you know, like standard wrestling stuff.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I think what Hangman, when you're comparing the two, like, what Hangman lacks in technical wrestling ability that Danielson obviously, like, excels at, Hangman more than makes up for with the classic fighting spirit type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fucking painting someone did of Hangman beating on Danielson on the turnbuckle, both of them just running with blood.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
It's so good. It's gorgeous. It's like, I want to commission that person to just give me that full-size painting and hang it on my wall forever. It's gorgeous. And now, so Hangman retains. Obviously, Hangman is still the champion, and now his next challenger is Lance Archer, returning Lance Archer, and we're finally having Jake the Snake back. I'm excited about that. He's back.
But now now Lance has two dads, because
one of them is fucking Adam Lambert.
Jake was gone with COVID, so he sort of, like, adopted Adam Lambert as a secondary dad.
Not even, like, when he first comes out, he goes to fucking attack Lambert. And because last
time they were on screen together, he hit him with the iconoclasm.
Yeah.
Or the blackout or whatever. What's he called?
The blackout, yeah, the blackout.
Yeah.
Because Hangman in his promos says, I think, what the fuck does he say? He says, like,
you can choke slam me through the abyss.
No,
and
you can
I
choke
will rise with dragging all 7 layers of hell behind me, or something like that.
Hold on. I wrote this verbatim to Steph because I knew she would be delighted by it. Here we go. Give me the blackout. Choke slam me to the abyss. I will climb back through all 9 layers and bring hell with me.
Christ, yeah, that's it. 9 layers. I miscounted the layers of hell. Fake calculator.
You did. You know?
Sorry, I only own Paradise Lost. I've never read it.
The secret's finally coming out.
It's just on my bookshelf. I found it in a charity shop, okay? It was cheap.
I can't talk. I have fucking D&D books sitting on my bookshelf right now. I'm the worst.
Oh, Wizards of the Coast, word!
I hate myself.
We all consume garbage.
I can at least say it's an investment because I'm making money off of it, but, you know.
That's technically true. You are getting work out of DMing. Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking run Curse of Strahd again because of it. Never thought I'd say those words. Anyway, this is not a role-playing game podcast. If there's interest, maybe there will be one day, because we're both a lot of. I've heard
some scuttlebutt in the Southpaw Discord about some interest to set up some sort of actual play.
I need to be in the Southpaw Discord more.
Yeah, okay. But I'm in so many Discords.
Yeah, same.
I keep up with very, very, very few of them, but I do make sure the Southpaw one is one of them. It's a good Discord to keep up with.
Here's the thing:
support Southpaw on Patreon if you don't already.
Yes, absolutely do. Also, thank you to Southpaw for hosting this very podcast. For me, I moderate a Discord professionally. I am the owner and moderator of another community Discord. There's just too many to go around, and there's too much paying attention to it.
I have got like so many that I've like been thinking about for so long. What if I just leave almost every Discord I'm in? Yeah. What if I just leave all of them except the ones I actually check? What would happen then?
So I have taken another route. I'm still in them. I have just muted them and put them in an archive. And I go into them. I go into them whenever I need to find specific links that might be in them. So that is basically what I use them for. Anyway, yeah, Lance Archer is the next contestant. It's going to be in a Texas death match.
It's going to be a sick match.
It's going to be sick.
I guess that's a way to make sure it's a good match out of no build is make it a Texas death match. Cause
and honestly,
Hangman's good at those sort of gimmick matches. Lance Archer's well practiced at the Texas death match by now.
It's basically his match, honestly.
Also, it makes sense. Giving it this gimmick actually makes more sense of why the fuck they've been calling him a fake cowboy. It's been built into a Texas death match. Okay,
that's what I was gonna go. That's what I was gonna say. I'm so happy they're not prolonging the build off of being the fake cowboy shit, because I'm not interested in that. I'm just not. Yeah. If that's a thing you throw out every now and sure. But if you were going to build a whole feud on that, which is absolutely what it seemed like they were about to do, I'm so happy they just decided, no, let's just make this a fucking dope finishing match and then have it move on. I am a little bit sad that Archer is going to lose yet another big match, because I feel like he hasn't really. I feel like
he should have won a title by now.
He should have won something.
How many attempts he's been thrown in for.
I don't even need him to have won a title. He should have just won something that isn't a squash jobber match.
Yeah, he should win a feud.
Yeah.
He should win against someone who's kind of important.
Yes. He has he actually won anything important in AEW since he joined?
I don't know.
No,
did he win the NJPW US title in AEW, or did he win that in New Japan USA?
I don't know.
Because he won that from Moxley, didn't he?
Yes, I think that might have been in AEW.
I think that was the Texas Death match he finally won, or something like that.
Yeah. But
that was good. When he had that belt, that was good. But obviously, they can't control when he's got that belt.
No, of course. They need that trios belt. They need it so bad. Just get it in there. Fuck. And women's tag.
God, yeah.
They need a trios belt and they need a women's tag so bad.
Yeah.
Alright. What else is happening on AEW? Moxley is back. Happy to have him back. Bully Ray can go fuck himself.
One of the first things he says is go fuck yourself, uncensored.
Yep. It's great. Obviously, he cuts a fucking fire promo. I think I DM'd you immediately after watching it. I'm like, remember every now and then when you're kind of forgotten how good someone is on the mic, and then they start talking and immediately oh fuck.
Yeah, I got that push notification and was like, oh, who will this be about? Moxley came. It's about Mox, isn't it? And then the second message came through, and it was watching Mox right now.
It's such a good fucking promo. All I drink these days is blood. Throws the mic down. Fucking
that fucking rules.
It's so
you know
good.
what? You know what should happen? You know what should definitely happen now? Right? Remember when? They should bring Gangrel in again. Mox should be a vampire. They should genuinely do Vampire Mox, I think. Because Gangrel's already been in for like the Hardy compound match, but he was apparently due another booking before Edge did the Brood entrance. Remember, like there was the whole thing of like, oh well, and like that actually cost them the booking because it was like, oh well, now it's just going to look like they've brought him in to ride WWE hype.
Yeah.
But like,
Vampire
imagine if he's like, if he says so that, funny. And everyone's just like, "Oh, it's Mox being like a badass as usual." But then, like, what if next? But he bites people all the time anyway. But like, what if next week or sometime in the future he like
what
starts
if next week he bites someone in the neck?
Yeah, what if he's like starts on the forehead but then drops to the neck?
Oh my fucking god, AJ,
and he loses by disqualification but just still goes at it, just still is doing it. And everyone's like, whoa, what the fuck?
Hold on, it's just do the fucking the Lucha Underground storyline in season 1 with Penta. But
I never got past like, the
instead.
First episode.
Okay,
I've watched the first episode of Lucha Underground like 3 or 4 times.
Okay,
but I've just never watched the
But
rest.
do you know how that story ends and how what happens in there?
I don't know anything. I don't know.
All right,
anything.
Okay, AJ, fucking my friend, you need to watch this match. But I'm gonna spoil this storyline for you because it's so fucking good, and it is what should happen here. Okay.
Oh, is this the Vampiro death match?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the Vampiro death match. Vampiro death match.
In that case, you're fine. So basically, he wasn't Penta El Zero. He was Pentagon Dark? Pentagon Junior. Pentagon Junior, I think. Whatever. It's Penta. Whatever name he goes by, it's Penta. He was the fucking death machine. Basically. He was the fucking death machine. Whenever he would beat someone, which he always did, he would then, like, the bell would ring and then he would fucking break their arm. And refs had to pull him off.
Which he still uses in AEW, except they don't sell it as a thing that causes sustained injuries anymore. Yeah, because like a spot in a match.
Because that move was a storyline. Because he did it. He would always say that he did it for his master, like it was a ritual sacrifice type situation, and no one knew who the fuck his master was. Like he would always call out to his master, like. He'd always prove himself worthy to his master, blah, blah, blah. And this went on for the whole fucking season. And then finally, he starts feuding with the commentator, Vampiro, a former professional wrestler, big in the Lucha world, big in like deathmatch type situations, had not wrestled in a long time. But he starts feuding with Vampiro. Vampiro does his whole shtick, he goes from being just the regular white commentator man to doing the makeup and doing the cursed bishop stuff, coming down with the smoky thing. I don't know, religion. They have a brutal fucking match with blood and fire and tables and light tubes and everything. It's a fucking great death match if you're into that. And then
and it was also like, didn't Vampiro like come out of retirement for that match?
Yes,
like he hadn't wrestled in years.
Yes. This is Vampiro's first match in like many, many years, and maybe should he have done it? Maybe not, but he did. And I'm happy for it. But yeah, Penta beats him and he calls out to his master, like, finally, like, now, please, now I must have finally done the thing. And then Vampiro starts yelling at him. Like, Vampiro is laying down, he holds out his arm and he starts yelling at Penta to do it. Just fucking do it! Do it! And Pentagon picks out his arm, breaks it. Vampiro screams in pain and agony and rolls around and then slowly gets up and he says, "Well done. Now you are ready." And Vampiro was his master all along. And it's fucking great. And Pentagon drops to his knees, realizing, because Pentagon didn't know Vampiro was his master either. And Pentagon drops to his knees in realization, and they have this incredible moment of like, "You are now ready, my child. Go forth and bring fucking havoc wherever you go." And it's incredible.
Okay.
It's so good.
I've got a new proposal for this Mox vampire storyline, which you're not going to see coming.
Okay.
Okay, so
we bring in Vampiro, and that's the vampire Moxley's turning for.
No, it's not to do with Vampiro. Nothing to do with Vampiro. It's going back to Gangrel, right? Uh-huh. So I've been watching
Gangrel. Out of those two vampires, Gangrel is the one I would rather have.
Yes, no offense to Vampiro did a lot of cool shit of like bringing in musicians to wrestling, which I thought was cool.
He had like a big thing with the Misfits.
He had the Misfits and he had ICP.
Yeah.
And he was like tagging with the Kiss Demon.
Oh right.
But yeah, so like he was always involved with like the music stuff, and so like that was always dead cool to me. But so Gangrel, I've been watching. It's something you asked me earlier. What have I been watching? Something I've been watching is Taz's old WWF run.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
And one of the people he had quite a couple of like just random jobber matches in with early in that point is Gangrel. So I'm thinking, what if Gangrel gets brought in to job to Hook?
Oh my god, we need to talk about Hook.
What if Gangrel gets brought in to job to Hook, and instead he just fucking takes him? What if he just claims him, and now Hook's like one of his lost boys? And then, so Team Taz come down to be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing to our kid? In comes Mox and Vampire Shooter.
Fucking god.
We've got it. It's the Death Riders. The Death Riders are here.
AJ, we can't put this on the podcast.
My brain is so big, it's throbbing.
You have to sell. Don't say it's throbbing ever again. First of all,
it's got a big vein in it.
You. That shit is my lane. You stay in yours. But fucking, you need to sell that. You need to sell that.
Tony Khan, if you're listening, TM. All I'm saying is I could be on the booking committee. I could be in creative. You need some writers. I know you like want people to like. You don't want to do like the creative has nothing for you thing, but you kind of do that when you leave it to everyone to come up with their own ideas. Like that happens by default. Yes. Hire me. I can do shit like this.
Exactly.
Vampire Hook, think about what that'll do for ratings.
And listen, whenever AJ doesn't have an idea, we just play some spindle wheel, and suddenly we got everything we need.
Okay, so shall we talk about Hook?
We need to talk about Hook. We need to talk about Hook.
Yeah. So Sam from
Hook.
Southpaw was asking me about Hook anyway, so I think it's probably good to talk about him on the podcast.
Do you want to take us away?
Oh, I mean, I feel like I've just done a lot of talking with the Death Riders gimmick. Can you take over for Hook for a minute?
He's been in AEW for a long time. He's been in Team Taz.
Just over a year?
Just over a year.
It was exactly a year between his on-screen debut and his in-ring debut. Like, it was the year anniversary.
Yeah. He is just, like, in the background of Team Taz stuff, basically. And, like, not in the background as just, like, oh, who's that mysterious figure? But he's just, like, he's in Team Taz. He's there.
Hanging around.
He's Team Taz's friend.
Every now and then he'll do a move on someone.
Yes, he will, like... chop block someone's legs from out underneath them from behind or something like that to let the others get the drop on someone. Or he'll randomly do an exploder on the outside of the ring while the ref's not looking. Yeah. But throughout the entire year, because the thing about him is he is, and the commentators will remind you of this in case you ever forget, but he's very handsome. He's a very handsome.
The cold-hearted, handsome devil Hook.
Exactly. He's a very handsome man. And he's also Taz's son.
He's Taz's
which makes it
son.
Even better, which makes it so much better. But yeah, he finally has his in-ring debut, and like immediately he is the most popular professional wrestler in AEW.
As soon as he makes his entrance,
Can
I just say his entrance is that
it's incredible.
because of how well protected he is so far, and the fact that he hasn't really had to sell for anyone or anything like that, I think people are like, oh, well, we like Hook, but we're not going to say he's, like, good yet, because we haven't had to see him vulnerable, which is what a large part of wrestling is. But, like, just from his entrance alone, that man understands his character so well. He understands 100%. His character way more than anyone who talks about him does.
100% he does. He knows exactly
I'm honestly
what he's
in awe that he's, like, new at this.
Yes. I mean, like, imagine the fucking, the environment he's grown as a wrestler in. Like, the environment he's been practicing in. It's wild.
And I think it's another thing of, like, he was always practicing for TV.
Yes.
Like, he is not someone who was learning to wrestle on the indies. Like, he was always wrestling for TV, and you can tell that because, You
want to talk about AEW homegrown talent?
Oh, God.
Fucking Hook is the prime example right there.
God. Hook, Jade.
Yeah. God,
honestly, they're doing well with that Nightmare Factory.
They're doing really good. They really are. But yeah, no, Hook is fucking incredible. And here's the thing, like you said, we haven't really gotten, like, he hasn't really had to sell anything. That's not even, like, because he had that first match that was just straight up a murder. But, like, he has had matches that aren't just... Like, he's not having Wardlow matches. He's not having just squashes. Like, he is actually, like, taking offense. He's just not losing. And he never looks too rattled, but he does have moments where he is staggered, where he, like, is knocked down, where he, like, takes something that looks nasty. He just always gets back up.
And and honestly, like, a lot of that is, like, that he is Taz. Like, he is basically what if Taz was good looking instead of bulky. No offense to Taz. Bulky little Taz was, he was good looking to me, but but he wasn't the cold-hearted handsome devil, was he?
No. Like, it's what if Taz had, like, supermodel potential?
What if Taz was an idol?
Yes, very much so.
But, like, watching those old WWF Taz matches, a lot of the time his gimmick is that he doesn't die and that he will keep getting back up. And, like, he'll get jumped by, like, two people in the middle of, like, he's having a match against a third person and these two people will come and jump him with weapons and really fuck him up. And he'll just keep getting up and attacking them back. He just won't stop. Yeah. Like, and that's where, like, the Hook stuff is less about him... suffering and more about him just being like, nah, I'm too cool for this, actually. Yeah. Like,
I mean,
but also,
that's the thing with him.
His moments of vulnerability are always dead, tied into the crowd as well.
Yes.
Because it always happens that he earns a really big part and he gets into it and he's like, yeah, do you know what? You people fucking love me and that's cool, isn't it? And then as he's like celebrating with the people, he'll turn around and someone will get a move on him. And it's like, they know, and like that's how the match is structured. Like they know it's going to go that way because he's already that over that they can schedule pops in.
I mean, the second he came out, he was the most over person on the roster.
Yeah.
And that has just
no other wrestler except maybe Jade has had like regular adverts run for them, like the way that Hook has. I don't know if you watch the versions of AEW that have like the picture-in-picture ads and stuff like that, but they will run like, because all of his matches so far have been on Rampage, they run ads for Rampage that are just all about Hook.
Yep. Rightfully so. Fucking rightfully so. He is currently feuding with... he's building up a feud with QT Marshall, which I think is the only QT Marshall feud I've ever been excited for.
And also kind of like on a back burner feud with... what's his name? Long Island guy from 205 Live. The premier athlete, Tony Nese.
Is he?
Yeah, there was a thing where Tony Nese was in the crowd for a couple of his matches in a row, so it seemed like he was going to be the next feud, but then the QT thing happened instead.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna be dead ass. I forgot Tony Nese was in AEW.
Yeah, he's had like one match on Dynamite and he lost it.
Yeah.
But besides that, he's undefeated, I think.
Fair enough. I genuinely don't think I've seen a single match with him in it.
Yeah, he for a while there, he was in the crowd more than he was in the ring.
Gotcha. The things I've seen of Tony Nese when I was watching WWE, I liked. So cool. Don't really have anything else to say about him.
Yeah, he's a good wrestler. His character right now is sort of boring. He's just like, I'm a cool jock and I'm better than you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Hook is a phenomenon, and he's going to keep being a phenomenon. And what you set up with Gangrel is great, and he should do that.
Hook best of the Super Juniors, baby. Vampire Hook best of the Super Juniors.
Yeah.
Hook and Shooter tag team the Lost Boys. Let's go.
Okay, but hold on, because Noah just announced a juniors tournament thing. I want to see. Okay, but like, give me Hook versus Harada though, and give me.
He's not
Hook.
ready. Hook's not ready. Hook's not ready for Noah.
Yeah, no, you're probably
I love the kid. He's not ready.
Yeah, I know, but like, I want it though. I do want it though. Anyway,
you'll have to have matches more than 4 minutes in Noah.
That's true.
To be fair, I think he's gone a bit longer than that, like in his Bear Country match and stuff like that. But his Bear Bronson match.
Yeah.
But
he's doing fucking great.
He's doing amazing. I can't wait to see where he goes.
Yeah, genuinely. He's going to be fucking huge. He already is, and he's only going to get bigger. Let's see, what else? I had something else that I was like, that I...
Oh, did you see that Dominic Mysterio was getting interviewed and someone asked him, like, if I could open up the forbidden door for you, who most would you face outside of WWE? And he, like, did, like, a serious, I'm thinking about this properly for, like, a good 5 seconds, and then he just looks up and says, Hook.
Oh my god. I mean, it's the right
Dominic
answer.
Mysterio wants them to send Hook. What if Hook showed up in the Royal Rumble?
Talking about WWE, we should talk about #FreeLE. Mustafa Ali.
I was going to say, we need to find his non-WWE name.
I think
Adam is in it, but I don't remember the rest.
Adil Alam.
Alam.
Yeah. So he is a fucking incredible professional wrestler. He is Pakistani American and has, like, really... I think he was a former police officer as well, but like...
Yeah, he was very much someone who, like, he has said publicly that, like, he joined the police to try and, like, because he wanted to change it from the inside, basically. Yeah. He wanted to try and make the police a force for good instead, like, faced a bunch of racism in the police and quit.
And, like, he talked about, like, the things he was actually trying to do to make that happen, and how he was actively shot down by his precinct, like, boss for doing it. For, like, I think the thing that he talked most about, that I've heard him talk about, was how he would look up people who had, like, outstanding warrants, and he would just call their parents and say, hey, like, your kid has an outstanding warrant, can you make sure they're at court when they're supposed to be? And the parent would be like, oh, we didn't know that was a thing. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. And then they would hang up, and then that person wouldn't get arrested because they would be at court at the right time. And his boss,
he got in trouble for that.
He got huge trouble for that. So yeah, that kind of shit. But now he's a professional wrestler, and he's fucking incredible. He has, like, for quite some time, he was, like, the highlight of any AEW show.
Take Two?
WWE, sorry. God damn it.
No, it is.
I haven't watched WWE in so long. For a while, he was the highlight of any WWE show you could watch. He's so fucking good. He's an incredible promo. He's an incredible wrestler. Like, everything he does is great.
can I just say as well, for like the months he's been out, he's been posting constantly like these training sequences that he's been, like technical sequences that he's been doing in training, which are really, really good. He's shouting out Dean Allmark in his videos because he's using techniques that he's picked up from Dean's YouTube videos, which is fantastic. For people who don't know, Dean Allmark's like a British wrestling scene legend who's like been wrestling for over 20 years and is like only really, like, he's like sort of getting his due now on the scene, but like, you know, he's been at it for a long time and he's one of the best. And he's like, but the stuff that he's been putting out there on Twitter and Instagram and that is so good. Like, I know that when I go to like, the women's wrestling class I go to on a Thursday, we now like end every session doing one of his sequences.
That's like, so good.
It's really good.
Yeah. So he has not really done much in WWE lately. He had a couple of storylines. None of them really went anywhere because WWE doesn't know what the fuck they're doing for the most part. And then all we know is that he had a meeting with Vince McMahon where he was pitching ideas, because that's how that presumably works. And Vince shot every single one of them down, and then offered him something that, quote, Mustafa would never, ever, ever in his life be willing to do. We don't know what that is, but we can assume a lot of things from who Vince is.
And from what like current WWE programming looks like.
Exactly. And literally the same day, Mustafa announces on Twitter that he has asked for his release. A hashtag starts, hashtag Free Ali. WWE started blocking anyone who said Free Ali in their replies. Mustafa blocked the WWE Twitter account because of this, and currently there is no sign of WWE being willing to release him from his contract. They are basically holding him hostage. This is amidst
like wave after wave of releases, which they keep like, you know,
keep citing budget cuts.
Budget. Yeah.
It's just it's so like, even without this, it's patently bullshit. WWE knows how fucking good he is, and they just don't want him on AEW. They don't want him on AEW, and I don't think Vince thinks that far ahead. I think from Vince's perspective, he's just holding him out of spite. I don't put that past him at all. But like, the second he's free, like, any company that can pick him up is going to be better off for it. No question. Like, whether that is AEW, it's New Japan, it's fucking Impact, like, whoever can get him is gonna be way better off for having him. And yeah, fuck WWE for holding him hostage, effectively.
Fuck WWE. I think that on the topic of, you know, American wrestling companies and how they've treated their talent recently, specifically regarding, you know, complaints about representation and race. I think we need to talk about the Big Swole Tony Khan situation.
Yes, we do. Tony Khan has a Twitter account, and he shouldn't. On New Year's
What a shitty little man. What a shitty little man he is.
Truly, truly. I mean, you can tell that the man was a forum poster, and he has not taken any lesson of other forum posters going down.
He's the forum posted child of a billionaire.
Yes. So on New Year's Eve, Tony Khan was on a yacht, I believe, is what I've heard, and he decided to pull out his phone, and there he saw an interview with Big Swole, a African-American women pro wrestler who formerly worked for AEW. Wasn't it?
No. Swole has a podcast.
Right.
On a service called Call In, which is basically a podcast service where you just like call in from your phone and record it, and you know, do it through that. I think it's mostly done through Apple, but you can listen to it online if you're an Android user.
Sure.
So it was Fightful had basically partially transcribed or fully transcribed and reported on her podcast episode that she put out.
And in this podcast episode, she basically levies the most mild criticism I think AEW might have ever received.
After like hand in hand with lots of praise, both about the company in general and Tony Khan personally.
Like
she even specifically says they have no issue between them.
Yeah, and they're on good terms, and she wishes nothing but the best for the company, etc., etc., etc. Tony Khan throws a tantrum, is what he does, and he tweets out. So I don't have the tweet in front of me, but basically the first part of it is like. He's talking about like, here are the people of color who won big matches recently. Here are people in charge of this company who are people of color, himself included. And like, that's fair. That's a fair response to the criticism levied. And then,
not really.
I mean,
not really,
it's at least it's something. No, not in detail.
It's a response.
I can understand that response. And if it had stopped there, I don't.
That would have been one thing.
It wouldn't have been a big deal. Yeah, it wouldn't have been a big deal. And then he says, the reason. I think he says I fired Big Swole, or the reason Big Swole.
The reason I didn't renew her contract.
Yeah. The reason I didn't renew her contract is because she wasn't a good enough wrestler, which is just patently untrue.
I think he didn't even say she wasn't good enough. He says, I think she wasn't very good. I didn't think she was very good. Like, it wasn't even that she wasn't good enough, it was that she wasn't good.
Maybe. I don't have the tweet in front of me. I don't think it's been deleted, though, which is shocking to me. But, like, it's just...
So this is in response... So basically, all that Swole said was she was talking about how one of the reasons why she chose to leave was because of representational issues in the company. And the first thing she brings up is actually how women are represented in the company. And is talking about the classic, like, time and time again, like, reiterated point by the fan base of why isn't there more than one women's match a show? You know what I mean? Like, even when there's several storylines going on, why does that not translate into several matches? Like... And then she also says that, like, for her personally, she didn't enjoy some instances of the black representation and felt like it wasn't very authentic. But then also talked about how, you know, she obviously wants good representation for everyone, not just for her, but that's how she felt about it. And, you know, was very much saying, like, this is my personal opinion. And basically the response that Tony Khan gave was, like, as if, like, he had been called a racist and the company had been called a racist place to work. And then he was decided to just fucking and then he just personally attacked her?
Yes, literally just went to a personal attack. To a woman who, in the very same...
held that fucking division up for 2 years.
Yes. And not even... like, in the very same transcript where she's levying these, like, again, mild fucking criticisms, she says that Tony and I are on good terms. Tony and I are fine. Like, there's no beef there. There's no bad blood.
And then goes on to talk about how generous he was and everything.
Yes,
and
like, you know, she does, like, she personally talks him up. She does everything in her power to be professional and good about the thing that she's saying. And Tony throws a tantrum.
He doesn't give a shit.
No. God, it's so...
Can I say, I genuinely think that he didn't listen to it. I genuinely think he didn't even read the article. I think he just saw the headline and
I would have to assume so, right? If he actually read it or listened to it and still wrote what he did, I don't know how that is even possible.
Yeah, this causes issues with some people who...
This spawns huge discourse immediately. And it puts a lot of people in AEW in a really uncomfortable position where they are suddenly asked to be arbiters, basically, on racism in AEW. Or alleged, right? Like, all of that shit. Like, basically every person of color in AEW.
Which isn't even what the conversation was. It was instantly the goalposts had been shifted.
Yes, instantly. But, like, suddenly every single person of color in AEW are, like, being harassed for statements on this.
And can I just say as well, Tony Khan, something we didn't mention, is as after in the same tweet as he gives this personal attack against Swole, then goes on to promote the death match, the tag hardcore match between Anna Jay and Ty Conti and the Bunny and Penelope Ford that was on Rampage
which is an incredible death match.
It was an incredible match, and he put the promo for it in the same tweet as his insult.
Yeah.
So then, like, I know at one point Nyla had to tweet out, like, I honestly don't know how I feel about this, but I don't want this to distract from, like, the work that got put in on the actual match. Like, I don't want, because he was sort of combining both things. Like, the conversation, it wouldn't have been about the match.
No. And that match got completely overshadowed by that match got virtually
despite the fact
discussion.
that it was incredible and they put in their fucking heart and soul.
Yes. It was one of the best death matches I've maybe, like, it is absolutely, like, going forward when I think back on death matches I will be rewatching for many, many years.
At least, like,
that's one of them.
Ones.
Yeah, but, like, that is one of them for sure. It's fucking incredible. And no one talked about it for more than a couple tweets here and there because this was going on. Because Tony had to put his fucking foot in his mouth. His rich fucking foot in his rich fucking mouth.
It's one of those things where it's like, you can't not see it as a personal attack because it's just so blatantly untrue. Like, to say that she wasn't good enough as a wrestler, like, fucking, if Britt Baker was the face of the women's division, as AEW and her both like to tell us over and over again, which I'm not saying isn't true, but, like, if she's the face of the women's division, Swole was the backbone.
Yes, 100%.
She kept that shit going.
And that's while battling Crohn's disease.
Yeah, this is while having to take time out, like, with a disability, like, several times. Like, she's still, every time she's able to go to work, she put in the fucking work for herself and everyone else on that roster. None of that mattered because she dared to say that it wasn't a perfect place to work.
Like, fucking her and Red Velvet, basically, have been holding that shit down for the longest time.
Mm.
And this is how Tony does her. Fucking, it makes me so angry. It makes me so fucking angry. And there was no reason for it. And it's so blatantly untrue. Like, here's the thing as well. Like, there was no one, at least that I could see, that was on Tony's side in this. Like, it was immediately clear that Tony fucked up.
There were other wrestlers who then, because of, like we said, the shifting of the goalposts, clearly felt obligated to tweet out about their personal experience, and then they got, like, positioned as taking Tony's sides, which I'm not in the position to say in what cases that may or may not have been true. Like, that's not for me to say at all.
Of the statements I read, none of them ever said anything that he was right to say what he said about Big Swole.
Absolutely not. Yeah. I know that, so Leo Rush in particular, obviously, tweeted at Tony in all caps, apologize, which everyone was thinking, I think.
Yeah.
And now
he never did. Still hasn't.
And then Leo gets replaced in his storyline with Dante, which was going so well, and like they were wrestling amazing matches together. All of a sudden, he's replaced by Jay Lethal in that storyline, and now his contract isn't being renewed, and he's getting released.
Leo himself says that was a mutual decision, and like it is not because of this. Like he he put out a statement when it was revealed that his contract was not being renewed, that he's like, I have done the being stuck in one place thing before. I thought, like, I was okay with doing it for a little while here, but, like, I wanna be out there moving about. Like, I want to be able to work for whoever I want, whenever I want. And he explicitly says it's not because of this, basically, and that he and Tony are on good terms. But, like, which, obviously he still says...
I'm not here to say, he's lying. He's not clearly leaving because of what Tony was like, but also because of the time. And I think it's worth mentioning that he is now leaving the company.
There's no way to not think about it. There's no way to not draw parallel and draw connection there, especially with how immediately he was cut from the storyline.
Yeah. I know, but also I think I did hear that may have been due to like his
COVID
personal
stuff. And
because he very recently lost his grandmother, who was
that too.
So I don't want to speculate too much on that or anything.
Yeah, there's a lot there in the aftermath that we don't know, but like there's no denying at all that Tony fucked up so fucking bad. And like really heinously, honestly.
And like, can I just say, irresponsibly so?
Yes.
Because 100%. Like something we haven't mentioned yet is fucking Swole received not only death threats against her, but against her kids.
Yes.
In the aftermath of this. Disgusting shit. So irresponsible. He owes her so much.
He owes her fucking so much, and he, like, the fact that the tweet hasn't been deleted, the fact that he has not publicly apologized, like, I don't know if he's privately apologized, maybe, again, we don't know. I fucking hope he has, but he should, like, there has been no indication of such in public, neither from Swole nor from Khan. If I expected his Twitter to get deleted. Like, I expected him to just remove... Like, I expected
that seems like a reason to finally log off.
Yes. I expected someone at that yacht to grab his phone and throw it in the fucking ocean and just not allow him to have a phone anymore. It's fucking wild.
If I had a lot of money, I would simply be normal. I don't know.
Yeah. Want to close this off with just like we said, some of our Patreon listeners very, very graciously gave us a couple of prompts for like best X of the year. Essentially, do we want to go through some of those and just like see if we can do? We touched a couple, but do we want to
wrestler of the year and match of the year?
Yeah. But do we just want to do like lightning round, basically hip fire? If we don't have an answer, that's fine.
Just see what's the first thing to come to mind.
Yeah. All right, I'll do first. Best hair. What's your answer?
Oh, this is hard. Hayata.
Okay, good. I was gonna say Nakajima. Both editions.
Obviously, he was the first one to come to mind, but I was like, I've said him on both of the things.
Best beef.
It might be Eddie Kingston and CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that fucking... them in the ring blew everything else away that was like going on in AEW at the time and afterwards.
Yeah. My answer is Powerhouse Hobbs. I know that's not the kind of beef that Mo refers to, but that's the answer.
I mean, you are right. He's the best fucking beef.
Best gear.
Go Shiozaki.
Oh, it's not a bad one.
Oh no, that's not from.
No.
When did he return? Was that December or was it January?
Returned. He must have returned late December, right? He definitely. He definitely.
It probably doesn't come
out,
for of the year though.
He definitely came out. No, it doesn't. I mean, Kiyomiya. If you want to go that, if you want to,
he did the change for a bit, didn't he? But
he did. That's true.
I'm trying to think of other gear, because honestly, Hobbs is up there.
Hobbs is really up there. Hobbs is really up there. For me, it's Inamura. I fucking love his singlet. I love the Muso singlet.
Inamura is good. Is good.
Yeah. Favorite best entrance music?
Entrance music. When did Keno debut his new one? Was that 22 or 21? Like, where the long version of where is it with the like acoustic intro?
I think he's done that a couple times for like especially big matches. I don't think that is a new introduction, but I was also gonna say Keno's. Like, that song is fucking bomb. That song is incredible. Kingston's also extremely up there. CM Punk's also, like, Cult of Personality is just a fucking great song.
Yeah.
Favorite blonde performer?
That's very funny.
And none none of the Varsity Blondes, and you're also not allowed to say Takayama.
I mean, Takayama's not really been performing exactly, has he?
Yeah, but who says we have to keep to only who's been active in 21? It can be just who we have seen in 21.
Do you know what? Best blonde performer? Kira Hokuto.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good answer, yeah, fuck.
Fuck you, Cody Rhodes.
No one is going to say Cody. Let's be real. Saying Nakajima again feels like a cop-out, but he do be having blonde hair.
Yeah, he's blonde now. He wasn't for a while, but he is now.
Yeah. Fave white meat baby face.
Kingston. No, he doesn't exactly fit, does he?
No, he's not. For sure,
he is to me. Damn it.
Yes, 100%. He's been a face in everything he's ever done. Let's be real. Except for, I guess, that first feud with Moxley.
I'm trying to think. Jungle Boy.
For me, the answer is clear as day. Hangman.
Yeah, you're right. It is Hangman. Hangman.
Most entertaining heel. Entertaining heel is important here. A heel you actually like seeing on your screen.
Malachi Black's been really good.
House of Black has been really good.
Oh, yeah. fucking Miro.
Oh, yeah.
Miro had a great year.
Yeah, he really did. For me,
most memorable spot.
Oh yeah, most memorable spot. The thing that
comes to the cage.
Yeah, that's a good one. For me, the thing that comes to mind is the cutter onto the side of a ladder from that Penelope Bunny versus Conti and NJ deathmatch.
Was the exploding ring deathmatch in 21?
Oh my god. Maybe.
Because my favorite spot might be when Mox kicked out of the pin by exploding the barbed wire in Kenny's face with his foot.
That is very good. Favorite comedic match?
This is Congo versus DDT for me.
Yeah, same.
Not a comedy match, but it is a comedic match.
It is a comedic match. That's actually something I wish AEW had more of, and something I hope we're going to get more of now that Danhausen is here. We need to talk about Danhausen being here as well, by the way. Favorite gimmick match? For me, it's a cage match. Like, it's my favorite match of the year that year, and it is a gimmick match. So
I'll give it to that. Young Bucks versus Lucha Brothers cage match.
Yes. I was going to bring that up when we came to tag teams, because that was my favorite tag team match of the year for sure.
That was so good.
It was so fucking good. Next question is also going to be the cage match for me. It's the match that turned you the most into a little sicko. And yeah, it's the cage match. I was hooting and hollering throughout that entire thing.
This for me might be Nakajima versus Keno.
Yeah, that's fair. That's entirely fair.
Or, yeah.
Storyline.
Or this is Danielson versus Suzuki.
Yeah. Fave's storyline, that's gonna be Danielson for me. Danielson running through people and like it's not technically like a kayfabe storyline, but just going from WWE and like really fucking.
I mean, he brought it in. He was explicitly talking about him being in WrestleMania and stuff like that. Like he's not ignoring that he just come from WWE.
No, for sure. But like the fucking, like he just set off the limit break. The chains came off. He took off the weights that he'd been having around his waist, his wrists, and his ankles for all those years in WWE, and he's just free.
You watched Naruto.
He's just. It's not Dragon Ball, thank you very much.
I thought you were doing broccoli.
Well, I broccoli is also that, yes, but the thing I saw it first on is Goku training with Kai. Yes.
Okay. I remember him going into the hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah, no, he used weighted shit there too.
We're 2 hours in.
They used weighted turtle shells with Mr. Comey, I think. Hold on. When more? Anyway.
You can't do this to me.
Most promising younger wrestler. Hi, Hook. Next. Who are the real 4 pillars of AEW?
Hook. Hook.
Hook.
Hikaru
Shida, yeah. I mean, Britt has to be on there, right? Hangman probably, right?
Well, no, because okay. This is what we need to talk about with the 4 pillars. Is what do you mean by the 4 pillars? Do you just mean like the 4 most important people in the company? Because the way they use it on AEW is it was originally, they would say, the 4 young pillars.
Yeah,
and
that
was why it was like, oh well, this is like the next generation.
It was supposed to be like the Feud, the four people that would hold
future
down
races,
the future.
basically.
Yeah. That's fair. That's true.
So I think if we're keeping it to like the future race sort of category, then like Dante Martin,
yes,
Daniel Garcia,
yes, Hook,
Lee Moriarty could be in there, but I don't know if he is yet.
I would still
how AEW present him.
I would still have Jungle Boy in there.
Yeah, I think. I feel like Jungle Boy's hitting he could easily be an ace one day still. I feel like they're trying to act like he's elevated because he's a tag champ now.
I don't think he's there. Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, me neither. I think as well as Jurassic Express is going for him, I do feel like at some point he's got to be a singles guy.
I feel like that will come whenever Cage decides to turn on him. Like I feel like Jungle Boy v Cage is a program happening.
Yeah, they still give him singles matches. Like, like there's no reason he can't be in a tag team and a singles guy. But I feel like for him to be like the ace like tier guy, like if he's going to be like that sort of talent, he probably needs to have a run on his own.
Yeah, that's true. The best unit in each promotion you've watched: Noah,
Congo, definitely.
AEW Death Triangle.
Ooh, Death Triangle, very, very good. AEW's got so many fucking factions.
They do.
Can we run through some quickly to see who?
I mean, Team Taz, obviously.
Oh, yeah, Team Taz is a strong contender.
Best Friends.
Best Friends. Love the Best Friends.
Love the Best Friends. Who else? House of yeah, but they're always around, and I'm not.
Yeah, House of Black now,
but they didn't get going for real. They're
they're still sort of a thing.
They're still
being built.
Yes, When they are finished building, it's going to be fucking incredible, though. Anything
AHFO. Not
off.
them.
Fuck off. Get them away from me. Oh, sorry. Aren't they with Andrade now, too? God.
Yeah, that's right. It's the AHFO.
Right. Yes, I remember now. Anything Eddie has been in.
Well, that's the thing. Eddie's not really in a faction anymore.
Yeah, he's not.
Like, he was the family was great.
The family was
great.
Yeah.
Was so good.
Yeah.
Was the family 21? I guess it must have been if the deathmatch was, if the Exploding Ring deathmatch was, because that's when it ended.
I really don't know. I really, really don't know.
The family could make it for like best for me, like of the year or whatever, if that was last year.
I think I still think Death Triangle takes it for me, but Death Triangle is intricate, is a part of the family, obviously.
Cool, not part.
All right, let's move to the little hater zone. Thank you, Mo. Wrestler whose segments are an insta skip.
MJF.
Yep.
Cody.
Yep. Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, yeah. Just nothing.
Just not interested. I will say, Sammy Guevara and Cody had a ladder match, and Sammy delivered the nastiest cutter I think I've ever seen in my life. So shout out to that.
The match was great, but like I still don't really like either of them, even though they had a really good match. Neither. You know what I mean?
I didn't even really like the match that much. Like I did think it was good. I like that spot a lot because that was a fucking beautiful cutter.
I liked the match in terms of like every time they did a spot, I was like, oh, that was a sick spot. Yeah. But I'm gonna be real, even though when it started out, it felt like they were gonna be more like, oh, this is more of a wrestling match than like a spot fest. Like it did just end up feeling like, oh, well, that's a spot, and that's a spot, and these spots are cool, but there's no, like...
Yeah.
I'm not feeling anything about any of this.
No, they felt like they were just moving from spot to spot, basically, which is fine. They were cool spots, but yeah, don't really feel anything for either of them. The whole TNT champion
and they both had mixed responses from the crowd.
Yeah,
like,
I
feel like Cody was sort of banking on the fact that people hate him enough,
yes,
that he would get Sammy over.
Yeah,
but then because of like that weird promo he did last week, where he got a bit of momentum back from the crowd, I think that's like just confused things even more. Where it's like, well, you know, now neither of them are really like that over. Neither of them were like full over as you would want from a champion.
Mm-hmm.
They were both getting a mix of cheers and boos.
Jumping back into Best Unit, fucking Undisputed Era is here.
Yeah, but I don't really care.
I do. I care.
I like Kyle, and I think Adam's fun.
I don't like Bobby very much.
I watched the segments, but
yeah, I don't care much for Bobby Fish, but like Red Dragon is fucking good still.
Yeah, they're still good. A lot of AEW is like, this is good, but they're not getting me to care about it.
That's fair. Most overhyped
honestly, also
wrestler.
I think just like Tony Khan killed a lot of like momentum for me in terms of like how much of like I'm able to be emotionally invested in the product.
Absolutely. I mean, listen, we had the same thing with Noah a while back. Like it's going to take a while. Most overhyped wrestler.
MJF.
Yep.
Cody.
Agreed. MJF, Cody. Yes, agreed.
Let's be fair. I don't think Cody's overhyped. Like, I think the people who love him for their reasons. But like, I don't think he's overhyped.
Yeah,
MJF is though. MJF's definitely overhyped.
100%. Most annoying gimmick. MJF. Moving on. Ugliest PWT's shirt. Don't know.
Oh,
don't keep track of it.
Yeah. I've not paid attention for PWTs since like several years ago. They had multiple accounts with 14 words t-shirts. And it was like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Weirdest finish. I don't know if I remember any specific weird finishes, honestly. Oh, no, I know exactly which one it is. And I don't think you might even know that it happened, honestly, so I'm just going to say it because it is absolutely the weirdest finish that happened that year. Roman Reigns versus Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so I actually...
That was weird.
It was... So I actually watched the match because of how much talk it was getting because of this finish. So I knew what was going to happen. And so the first weird thing that happens, which I think is sick, I think this is the only good thing that has happened in the WWE in years. This is sick as fuck to me, and I want people to, like, this is exactly the type of shit I get going for, which is that Finn gets absolutely fucking leveled on the outside, like dead. He takes the spear through the barricade. It's the Roman thing, right? And he's fucking dead. And then he's demon mode, you know? So he's in the paint and everything. And then suddenly the lights go down and Finn's music starts playing, and it's those heartbeats, and all the lights go red and it gets smoky. And Finn starts fucking like spasming in time with the heartbeats, and he's revived as his music comes to the crescendo, and he starts going again.
It's so stupid.
It's the best. It's the best, AJ. It's so
stupid.
Good. No, I disagree. It's the best. It's exactly the type of shit I love.
I'm not saying it's not good, but it's incredibly stupid.
Oh, it's dumb as fuck, but it's great. It's amazing. Love it. Love every second of it. And then he fucking puts on a clinic. He like, the crowd is certain that he's gonna win. He climbs up for his finish, and then the top rope just breaks and he falls and gets pinned, and then we never heard from him again. There was just nothing. There was no follow-up. Nothing happened to the rope. No one cut it. No one sabotaged it. It just broke. He got pinned 1, 2, 3, and that was that. Never got a rematch. Never asked for one. As far as I know, he wasn't on TV.
It was very clearly all, like, that was the angle. Like, that was supposed to happen. That was never questioned.
Nope. There wasn't a mistake. Like, that is what was booked to happen.
I don't know why, but...
Yeah, fucking weird as shit. Worst promo. I don't really have one to point to. Oh, no, I do.
Cody.
Yes, Cody's.
Cody solving racism is the easy one. Yeah.
Easy, yeah. Actually, that's absolutely true.
Just dog shit promo.
Yeah,
like, it's objectively the worst promo of the year.
Yes.
I'm not even saying that to be mean to him. It was just that bad.
Objectively awful, yes. In a series of bad Cody promos in that year, honestly.
I mean, the whole program was fucked.
Yes. Our friend Fulink says Sicko's match of the year. I think we answered that already.
Yeah, that was the Cage War. Cage War was the Sicko's match of the year.
How did we get to a world where ROH isn't in the top 2 for worst major promotions and they're closing their doors? Well, that would require a whole other podcast to talk about.
I think part of that is they had to get good. They had to get better because they were less popular.
Yeah.
Like it was like they couldn't just rely on having like the elite fans there to pad the ticket sales. So they had to like actually try and do good shows.
Yeah. And then dear friend of the show from Darcy, tallest wrestler.
I'll let you answer this, but there is a correct answer.
What the fuck is his name?
It's not going to be what you say, whatever you say. I bet you're going to be wrong.
Hold on, what the fuck is his full name? Andrew something. Andrew Everett?
Oh, okay. You're right.
I watched Deadlock.
Yeah, so does Darcy now. So does Darcy.
I've seen every episode of Deadlock. I know the world's tallest wrestler. It's obviously Andrew Everett, of course.
It is. It's Andrew Everett, 7'4", walking tall, world's tallest wrestler.
Yeah, he's the world's tallest wrestler. Like, that's obvious. It's him. Yeah. It's on paper. Like, it's... Yeah.
Yeah, it's they wouldn't just say that. You can't just, like, cut a promo and lie.
No, of course not. his build as 7'4". It's truth.
They announce him to the ring as being 7'4" tall. Like they couldn't lie about that.
No, God.
Why else would they say it? Would it some kind of joke? What's funny?
Speaking of jokes,
he's 7'4".
He's 7 foot. Speaking of jokes, Danhausen is in AEW, and I'm very happy about it.
Yeah,
I'm very happy about it.
I'm happy to see more variety always. Yes. You know what I mean?
Like, I've seen a lot of people be like, there's obviously all the usual people that just shit on anything that's happening that they don't know about. Like whenever AEW hires someone who is known, they cry about how they're just cashing in on what WWE built. And whenever they hire someone who hasn't been in the WWE, they go, "Who cares? We don't know who this is." Exactly. Like
who's
when
this?
Brody,
they don't even look like a wrestler.
Like when Brody King debuted. Fucking funniest fucking shit seeing people try to make the argument that no one knows who Brody King is. God.
Brody King's so beloved.
He's so beloved. But yeah, I've seen people talk about that, but then there's also a lot of people who are just genuinely like, I don't know if Danhausen is AEW. Like, would really fit in AEW, which I think is fair. AEW, or Danhausen is definitely not the type, really, that we've seen in AEW so far. However, I would argue that that is a good thing. I want more silly shit in AEW. One of the things I miss most from AEW is just actual comedy matches. Not comedic matches, just pure fucking comedy matches. I think AEW would do good with some of those, and I think Danhausen is a fun, like, I don't think we need live segments with Danhausen every week or anything like that, but just have him just have him fill the R-Truth role that R-Truth had in WWE for a while. Just have him do silly shit. Like, have him do fun shit in casino battle royales. Have him pop up behind people in video segments. Like, have him just be weird and silly. And
give him a blimp.
Give him a blimp. Just fucking do
Come on,
shit.
Tony, you can afford a blimp.
Yeah. Like, he doesn't need to have matches. He doesn't need to have long, drawn-out feuds or anything like that. Just
have a stadium stampede where he flies over the stadium in a blimp.
Yes. Just let him do silly
shit. And he,
shit.
drops down from a rope from the blimp.
Yes, absolutely. Let him do silly, fun comedy shit. We don't need him, like, he's a good professional wrestler. Like, he's a very good professional wrestler.
Oh, he's gonna do shit with CM Punk.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and like, let him. Sure, fine.
Yeah, no, honestly, I'd rather CM Punk be working with Danhausen than with MJF.
yes.
I know everyone thinks MJF's the future of the industry. I don't give a shit about him. He's boring.
Could not care less. Whenever Wardlow decides to fucking kill him, it's going to be a good day.
It should have been at the last episode because when Wardlow was the hometown hero. Honestly, it should have happened.
Absolutely. But yeah, Danhausen is here, and that's very nice and very evil.
Okay.
And with that.
Yeah, we've been going a while, nearly 2.5 hours. It's a long one, but you know what? You need it sometimes to reacquaint yourself with us, get to know our voices.
And also, you know what? Easily 20 minutes of that is not paid by the hour.
Do you want to edit this one?
Sure. I mean, we went for like 15 minutes at the start where nothing was, where we like before we actually started the show. So
yeah, but we still haven't finished, haven't we?
Well, why'd you have to say that?
That's still a solid 2 hours.
Why'd you have to say that? That's
What do you mean?
I felt like we had ended. You're right. We haven't.
We still haven't.
No,
we're in the middle of winding down.
I just got it in my head that we were done. I was like hovering over the stop recording button.
I just want to finish. Henry, please let me be free from this podcast. This recording's gone on for so
long. Where can people find you on Twitter, AJ?
You can find me at More Guillotines or you can find the podcast at Working Stiff FM.
Yep. You can find me if you look, and you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/workingstiff. You can send in questions and opinions and stuff like that to workingstiffradio@gmail.com, I believe.
Yeah, is there anything you want us to try and explain? Is there anything you want us to check out? Is there anything you think we should cover that we haven't covered? Is there anything that we fucked up or got wrong?
Yeah, please send us corrections if you have them. We are more than happy to take that. And yeah, send us if you don't want to join Patreon but do want to get into Discord, send us nice messages. You'll probably get in.
Just DM us.
Honestly, that's totally fine.
As long as you're not a prick, then
as long as you're not a prick,
yeah.
Yes,
we haven't had to kick anyone yet. It's a small little hangout space, but so far everyone's been really chill and nice.
They really have. Go check out all the other shows on the Southpaw Network, which we are now proudly a part of. Thank you to Southpaw for hosting us. Working with them has been incredible. Join their Discord and pay their Patreon at I think it's just at Southpaw, right? Or patreon.com/Southpaw.
I don't know whether it's Southpaw or if it's Southpaw Pod. But you'll find it.
Yeah, Google it. You'll Google it. You'll find it. They're great, and just about everything they put out is fucking incredible. So yeah, I think that's done. I think that's it.
That's an episode.
Bye.
Bye.